In early May, the buds on New England's apple trees begin to swell. Soon, 5 blossom clusters emerge, and in the center of this cluster appears the largest blossom, called the king blossom. This is the signal to begin pollination, the process of transferring pollen from one blossom to another. For apple trees, cross-pollination is critical because pollen from more than one apple variety is needed for good fertilization and reproduction. To ensure a good crop, thousands upon thousands of honeybees obey the command. But where do they all come from?
We bring in outside hives. We contract with a couple of apiaries, and they supply us with the necessary hives that we use. Now, we generally we have about 1 hive per acre. We have about 90 acres of good-bearing fruit trees here in town, so we have about 90 hives that we've brought in. They're on 6 to a pallet, and they're scattered about the orchard to give the bees quicker access to the flowers. And we use those because if we just depended on the wild bees and bumblebees, but wild bees especially, the crop would not be as uniform in set of fruit as it is when we bring in the outside hives to pollinate. It's a matter of number of bees. We're pleased this year to see a lot of wild bees before our hives arrived. But when the blossoms all open like they are right here, it takes a lot of bees. So we're we're supplementing the wild bees with cultivated bees. These people are commercial apiaries. They move their colonies around the country. A lot of them take their hives to the southern part of the country for the winter. One of our particular contractors has 22,000 hives. I believe he takes 4 or 5 trailer loads to California to the almond crop, and then brings those back, strips them out of the honey, and splits the hives and checks them all over, and then feeds them and moves them along from crop to crop. Up the East Coast, it'll be flowers in fruit crops in Jersey, then the Hudson Valley, then in the Neshoba Valley here for Massachusetts, or Massachusetts crops, then into Maine for blueberries, and then some of them after that take them back to the cranberries and the Cape, and then after that take them to New York for goldenrods. Apples have to be cross-pollinated. Different varieties have different, the makeup of the flower parts are different. In this orchard we have a lot of Cortlands, and that's our best pollinating variety here in New England for all the varieties we have. So as the bees fly around in the orchard, they're picking up some of the pollen from the Cortland variety and touching some of the other varieties as they fly along, and that is the cross-pollination process. Some varieties are self-pollinating and don't require cross-pollination or cross varieties. But we have a number of Cortland trees in this orchard here to do that cross-pollination process for us with the bees.